Do that with me. On the 13th of June 2018, I boarded this plane with my two sons, 10 and 8 at the time, and I was greeted by so much overwhelm because every single seat on that plane was taken. The plane was completely chock-a-block. There was not, sorry, that was my reminder to wake my boys. I've already done that. And I walked to the very back of the plane, and the middle row with the four seats was ours, and the fourth seat was even taken by a stranger. So there was no protection. There was no, I can sit in a corner with my boys and cradle in. There was none of that. And I made sure the boys were seated. I walked straight back to the galley, and I took one out of the flight attendants, and I took all my courage that I had left in that moment, and there wasn't much, to tell them that my husband had passed the day before, and that I was on that plane with my boys to fly to the other side of Australia to identify his body, and I burst into tears. I couldn't get it out without crying, and I had the best intention not to cry, because all I wanted was for one person on this plane to know what was going on within us, to know what was going on in our lives, to know what was going on in case I was completely losing my cool on the plane and I would burst into tears. I needed somebody to know. And I felt like telling this flight attendant, because I used to be a flight attendant. I used to be on their side once, and I used to question what was going on behind the scenes when I saw people crying or in deep emotion. So I felt somebody needed to know, just in case. Till today, I'm still so grateful that I reached out to this one flight attendant, and she ushered me on one of their jump seats, and two or three flight attendants huddled around me. And while I was, sitting there sobbing, I was just greeted with so much empathy. It didn't really feel like sympathy. There was just an open heart and so much love. It was such a human moment. Like, even thinking back now, I'm getting emotional about it, because it was such a deep impression that these few ladies left on me. And even till today, my boys still talk about this flight where they were like swamped with hot chocolate and all these things that other passengers hadn't been offered. And they felt so nurtured, and it felt so special. And, they were so young, they had no idea what to do with all of that. It was just so overwhelming for us. And having some people know what was going on made the world of a difference for me emotionally. I felt that I could sit there and just let go. And the entire flight, it was 5 hours, I was literally silently sobbing. In other words, it was tears running down my face the entire flight, and I couldn't stop them. And I really tried my best to just be there for the boys and to hold it together for them. And at the same time, the emotion was so strong and so overwhelming, because it was so fresh that I didn't know how else to cope. And I had these 5 hours where I didn't need to do anything. There was no action needed from me. There was no decision making needed from me. There was just holding space for my boys, allowing others to hold space for me, and being. It was such an incredible moment, thinking back now, thinking back how turbulent the 12 hours before were, and how turbulent the days and weeks and months to come were going to be. But those 5 hours were almost like a pause button. Does that make sense? There was this silence. There was this just breathing, just being in the moment, allowing others to take care of me, of us. So why am I sharing this with you here right now? This post, this live video was actually triggered by a question in another group full of widows, where one lady reached out and said, I'm about to fly solo for the first time since my husband passed. Have you got any recommendations? And I shared this moment with her, and I shared with her, if I have one recommendation, it would be tell one person on the flight. Tell the second flight attendant you see, not the one on the door because she's got enough paperwork. Tell the second one. She'll make sure that you'll be looked after, that your kids will be looked after. It is incredible, like, from a flight attendant's perspective, when you actually know what's going on, you can inform the entire team. You can make sure that you hold space for that person, that you shelter them as much as you can, that you nurture them as much as you can. And from the receiving end, being on the passenger side that day, it was incredible to know that this one person, was actually 2 or 3 of them, knew what was going on behind those tears. And the analogy or the takeaway that I would like for you to have, that I would like for you to take into your own life is, let one person know where you're at. I actually did a shout out about that for Christmas, where I said, when you get into this overwhelm, and I know Christmas is one of those really hard times, hard holidays, challenging holidays for a lot of us. But if you have that one person that knows what's truly going on behind the scenes, it feels like a safety anchor. It feels like there's one person who knows what's truly going on. That one person that is on standby for me, that I can just look at. And sometimes just that one look of, I know where you're at. I've got you. That can be so extremely helpful and anchoring in that moment. So do reach out to one person today, to one person, and let him or her know what is truly going on behind the scenes. And tell the person that he or she doesn't even have to say or do anything. You're not looking for advice. You're not looking for, any healing words or anything from them. But to have them in your corner. To have them in your corner, to know where you're at, to hold space for you, to be with you, to understand you. That in itself is such an incredible feeling. And today, if you take anything away from this video, it is to reach out to one person. And I'd be happy to be that one person for you. Leave a comment. What was your number one takeaway? Should be an easy one. Leave a comment below to let me know if you're watching this on replay or live. Let me know where you're watching this from. Let me know if there's anything else that I can help you with, a topic that you would like me to speak on. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because we're back in action. This is my first meaningful mindset of 2023, and I'm going live every Monday morning. So today, reach out. I'm sending you so much love. I'm here for you. Loving Life After Loss. The movement is here for you. Share where you're at so we can all hold space for you and be with you and shower you with love and support. I'll see you soon. This is Marie. Bye for now.